My goal through Halo is to help you accelerate the process of connection, communication, relationship. For you, human, to not feel confused, to not feel unhappy, to not create chaos. So I know the Halo is going to change, and it's changing people's life because it comes from that belief system. It comes from that reason. It comes from the sole purpose of making sure the dogs enjoy life to the fullest. The best gift you can give me is for you to have the most amazing connection with your dog, right? And that's why we created the Halo collar, because the Halo collar really embodies everything that I believe, everything that I teach, everything that I'm about to. So I'm inviting you to embrace hot weather and take your dog on an early run, right? On an early walk. You can just talk to yourself. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves who we are, self-knowledge, to value ourselves, self-value, and self-love. So to have a beautiful conversation with yourself as you're doing your responsibility, which is taking the dog early for a long walk, so the dog understands that the heat is about to come out, right? This change of weather is about to embrace you guys. And so this is how you create memories, by the way, when you embrace nature, when you go up there and become the Bear Grylls type, right? When you go up there and you and your dog actually go and challenge yourself and experience the heat or experience the snow or experience whatever, the rain, whatever it is. Allow the instincts of your dog to touch earth. Allow the instincts of your dog to breathe the earth. Allow the instinct of your dog to feel the heat, and then they will communicate. Listen, I don't just have dogs. I have tortoises, okay? I have a 65-year-old tortoise named John, and I can feel when John is telling me I'm thirsty, right? So if a tortoise can communicate to a human, I'm thirsty, and I provide the water, and you can see this, like, how do you know I'm thirsty? Because I can feel it, right? So the easiest way for us to know and to be safe is when we are actually we go outside the house and experience Mother Nature and experience the weather, right? And you can see your dog is gonna start holding the feet. Don't worry about it, it's part of it. Remember, they don't have shoes, but if you wanna put shoes and then they're gonna last a little longer, then they're going to show you a difference. Some dogs are going to show you the tongue to the side. Some dogs are gonna show you the tongue like this, right? So they're going to start telling you, my heat level is up, right? Just like when a car gets hot, the front of the car tell us, right, that the car is getting hot. So the same thing is with the dog. So by you exposing yourself with the dog, you're actually going to learn more about your dog, right? And that's gonna make you feel really good, because now you are having this deep connection with the dog. You are challenging the dog, and the dog is communicating. And sometimes it just requires 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know. If it's a Pomeranian, which I have one, his name is Benson. Immediately Benson, you know, I like the full hair. I don't like to cut it. I like him to be super handsome, right? And so he absorbs the heat quicker, right? When I have a pug, which I do, and we have a Frenchies, you have to be more careful because the way they breed, they don't have like the same cooling system as the other dogs. My pit bulls, actually, you have to be very careful because they go and drive, right? So, and when they go and drive, they don't stop, but their body is telling you, I'm getting overheated. The mind goes in overdrive. So you have to be careful, because some dogs communicate with the mind and some dogs communicate with the body. Listen, low, medium, high, right? So they give you, so one thing that I tell people, let the tongue halfway out, that's the tank is halfway empty, right? So it's very important for that. If the tongue is to the side, that is another reason that they're trying to inhale a lot. So, or it's a lot of drooling, right? So be careful with the Mastiff, be careful with the bigger dogs that are the ones that drool the most, right? So each breed has its own way of communication. You don't want to get too far where you start seeing the eyes going sideways. Yeah, you don't want to go too far where they look dizzy. They don't drink alcohol, so there's no need for them to look dizzy, right? So that would be a little too far. So low, medium, high. And the reason why I say low, medium, high is because I want you to pay attention to it, and then that way you know, okay, my dog is at a low level of heat, or my dog is at a medium level of heat. And remember, you do want to challenge your dogs. You do want them to experience Earth. You do want to experience the climate. You do. Why? Because when they go home, they're doing it willingly. So your home is the den. But if you keep everything under control, air conditioning, heating and everything, but they never went outside the den, that dog is not having a good time. That dog is not utilizing his own natural ways to survival. So it's very important as a pack leader that we help them utilize their natural way to survive. At the same time, the natural way to survive is their natural way to communicate. So that's the language we want to bring out, right? So if you go to Mexico, you guys will learn Spanish. If I come to America, I have to learn English. So with animals, we have to learn their language. And the only way we can learn it is when we expose them. When we keep them out, safe in the house and this weather that we create by the air conditioning and all of that stuff. I think it's safe, but it's boring, right? Well, nature, obviously, is the beach, obviously, But if you say, oh, my dog doesn't like the water, well, guess what? This is when you bring a pack member. This is when you need your friend's Labradors. This is when you need a dog that loves the water, because that's contagious, right? So I don't just rehabilitate the dog by myself. I use the land, I use the animals, I use pack members. And so when I see that a dog doesn't enjoy the water, it's not that he doesn't enjoy the water, it's many times they don't have a role model. Remember, we remove dogs from the parents at an early age, and we give them a whole bunch of humans. And, right, and we humans, we are more likely to be more catered to comfort, right? We don't want the natural aspect of it, right? But so this is when you need the dog has to be balanced, obviously, and I never use a dog that is not balanced to help a dog that doesn't know what to do. Because when a dog that doesn't know what to do is around other dogs who are maybe a little bit dominant or territory, they can see that as a weakness. So then that dog can be attacked by that dog. So that's what we don't want, okay? So it's very important that you choose the right members of the pack to help a dog that might not know what to do with the river, with the ocean, or with the lakes. But every dog, after a good walk, and you provide just a little bit of coolness, just a little bit of water, the instinct know what to do, okay? So that's why it's so important to trigger the instincts, right? And once you repeat it a few times, what happens is you build trust. What happens is you build respect. What happens is you build love. And then there's the good memories, right? So you don't do it one time, you have to do it many times. You don't become the best in the world by doing it one time. You become the best in the world because it's repetition. Mastery requires repetitions. A relationship requires repetitions. You see it? So it's very important that people, and remember, exercise, mental stimulation, and then it's affection. And by the way, exercise and mental stimulation is affection, right? Okay, so then we finish, let's say we done activities outside. What can we do inside? Believe it or not, I declare today that all humans who have a dog and the dog lives inside, that all dogs learn search and rescue inside the house, or hide and seek, whatever you want to call it, right? Because that's the nose finding things. So the best way to challenge a dog is not through the eyes or through the ears. The best way to challenge a dog is through the nose. Let the dog find things through the nose. 60% of the brain is controlled by the nose. I'm very excited because for a long time I wanted to do a live conversation with this incredible people, the dog people. We were meant to have this conversation. We were meant to have this moment because I know that the love you have for a dog is something that drives you. boots are really good. Boots are not only psychological, but also physical. They were made for that, physical, for a physical help, especially for the snow dogs, right? So for the dog and the sled dogs. And so that way they don't, believe it or not, the cold actually burns even quicker than the heat. So because a lot of times they just get used to it and then they get the burn, the ice burn. But that was the creation for it. So the dogs can maintain the run and on the sled type of activity. So because it works really good for snow, it should work really good for weathers like Arizona, where there's like, Vegas, Nevada. You know what I mean? Like really hot places that we know is hot, right? So it's definitely important for people, everybody in Arizona, to know how to put boots on a dog. And by the way, you don't put the boots and then you go for a walk. No. You put the boots and then you allow the dog to become adapted to it. And let the dog walk inside the house, get comfortable, then you feed them, right? Put the boots and then you give them affection. So that way they make positive association with it and they get used to it. And by the way, these moments that you're taking, putting the boots and getting adapted, it counts as a draining energy. Because at the moment the dog goes a little bit in shock, like, what is this thing on my feet? They're draining energy, right? So that's a really good thing. But they're not gonna stay there too long. In 3 days, they're gonna say, okay, this thing didn't hurt me, didn't do nothing wrong to me. Okay, so what's next, human? And then that's when you take him for a walk. You see what I mean? So it's called adaptation. It's like most people know how to teach a dog to be okay with the cone, because we go to a vet and at one point in our life, we're gonna put a cone on our dogs, right? And so we see how they behave, how disoriented they are, and they go. But 2-3 days later, they just running everywhere, they're walking everywhere, right? So that's the same process. It's the same process. I think it's two different things, right? When dogs do it at natural, right? They know when to get in, they know when to get out. When the dog is obsessed, I think that will be dangerous, right? So some dogs are obsessed. I do rehabilitate dogs that just jump on the pool obsessively. Is it bad for a dog to jump on the pool? Yeah, because I rehabilitated a dog that the nails were coming off. And so, and this particular dog was jumping on people because he was just, excited about the water. So you can see the difference when it's a healthy way of experiencing the river versus when it's obsession. And they know, right? They understand. Of course, make sure that he's not grabbing rocks, make sure, his spots are good. And you can also, if you feel like, you've been in the water too long, you can also start practicing limits, right? So rules, boundaries, limitations. So sometimes if they don't have a self-control, just like we do, many times we don't have it. And so self-control will be a good thing for the dog to come out, practice calm surrender, self-control, self-discipline, and then you let him go back into it. So that becomes a beautiful exchange. Sometimes a human asks me to come outside, and that actually challenged me really good. It feels really good because the human is telling me to not be so tentative to go into the water, which sometimes they do, right? Sometimes they need that type of challenge because they already know how to be in the water. Now they have to learn how not to be in the water. Okay, so that's more for the mind. Make sense? This is been in my bucket list to be with all my pack members of Halo. It's a dream come true. I love to do anything that helps humanity, anything that helps this connection, communication, relationship. Anything that facilitates the maintenance, and the growth of people having good memories with their dogs. So I hope this is not the only one and the only time that we meet. I hope we can do a lot more of this. And I'm going to repeat the same words, but that's exactly what it is. Repetitions makes you a master, right? You have to repeat. I have to repeat English in order for me to speak, a foreign language. And so I hope the pack grows. I hope the community grows. I hope that we dog people show the world what good energy, good philosophy, good actions are. I hope one day we guide, what a good leader should look like, feel like, and act like, talk like, right? I think we can change it, but we can ask for things unless we become it, right? So I am very proud and very happy and very honored to meet you all through the camera, through this technology. I hope you feel my energy. I hope you feel my intention. I hope you feel my heart, and I hope my words are giving you a more natural, simple, profound way of living. I love you. Thank you very much, and enjoy your halo moment and your halo time.